What is happening, and welcome to Photography Talk episode 140. Friends, it's a scorcher out today. You know what's funny is this morning I was motivated thinking I'm going to go outside and shoot a exterior or outdoor video, and then I looked at the weather and it was showing it's 91 out right now and it feels like it's over 100, and I'm like, no, I'm going to stay indoors here today. But anyways, Photography Talk episode 140. And friends, what's the easiest way to prevent your images from being forged? Well, Sony seems to think that they have the answer for this, and we're going to talk about their new anti-forgery technology here in just a moment. Now, we also have news from Nikon this week to discuss. Now, on one hand, Nikon has discontinued nearly 3 dozen DSLR lenses over the course of the last handful of years. What gives on that? Well, on the other hand, Nikon's profits are heading in an upward direction. So does this mean the camera industry is finally rebounding? Now, we're going to discuss these stories here in just a minute, but first, friends, look. Every single week, we put these videos together to keep you informed with small, little bite-sized little news nuggets. Now, of course, my goal here is to keep you entertained, keep you up to speed as far as what is happening in the industry. And if we are successful, that whole YouTube algorithm really digs it, and hell, so do we when you hit that like button. So, that said, my friends, let's shift gears and get on to this week's headlines. Now think about this. One of the worst feelings as a photographer is finding out that somebody likes your images more than you. They've stolen your images. Well, Sony might have a solution for that with its new in-camera anti-forgery technology. So Sony can help photographers ensure that their images aren't used without their permission later on. And it's really quite simple. The technology signs the image when it's captured. The digital signature allows you to see the image if it's modified at any point after the image is created. Now, Sony points out any tampering with the image file cancels the image signature. Once the signature is canceled, the photographer certificate server will detect that change. Now, at this point, the service is only available on the Sony a7 IV. Now, it's only also available to business consumers or customers as well. Now, there's really no timeline yet for it expanding the service to other cameras and also to non-business photographers. However, when you think about the big scale of this here, this is a sign of what might come in the future as photographers seek to protect their work. Now, it could also be a game changer that helps protect the bottom line, or your bottom line rather. Now, we'll see what happens here in the oncoming months. And as always, look, especially with something like this, we're going to keep you guys informed as far as any new progress. So keep an eye out for that. Now, if you're a Nikon shooter and you use a DSLR, you might have noticed a smaller pool of lenses to buy in recent years. And, oh hell, that's because Nikon has discontinued 35 lenses since 2019. Now, reports indicate that these lenses have been quietly removed from Nikon's product lineup. In fact, each of the 35 lenses is listed on Nikon's official list of old products. So shooting with a Nikon DSLR might be more and more difficult in the oncoming years as new Nikon lenses are more difficult to find. Now, of course, you can buy third-party lenses or used lenses to get what you need. And used lenses, I mean, there's an absolutely massive market. You have MPB, you have KEH, both B&H and Adorama both have a used department. And then, of course, you have Craigslist and eBay. But, still, the point where I'm leading with this is this is another sign that DSLRs aren't long for the world. The point that I'm trying to make here is this is just yet another sign that DSLRs aren't long for the world. Like Canon, Nikon is focusing its time and resources on mirrorless lineup of cameras. And honestly, I think that's what Nikon should focus on. Mirrorless, we've been saying for some time, is the future where cameras are heading. Now, I admit, seeing Nikon shifting away from DSLRs is it's a little sad for me. Many of you know, I was a Nikon shooter for a long time. And I had a lot of really kick-ass cameras and lenses early in my career. But when I switched over to Canon, I invested in the R series of mirrorless cameras and the RF lenses. It really made a lot of sense for me for what I needed out of my camera. So losing customers like me I can't help to think is why Nikon seems to be ditching the DSLRs and the F-mount lenses. Now, the first quarter financials are in for Nikon, and friends, there's some good news on the wall here. The imaging division profits rose by 48% year over year in the first quarter, and friends, that means Nikon's imaging profits are nearly back to pre-pandemic levels. And as you may recall, we discussed how Canon feels about the camera industry and how it has already hit the bottom and is finally rebounding. And I'm assuming Nikon believes the same thing here as well. Now, what's driving Nikon imaging revenue is the mid and high-end camera market. Kind of similar like what we were talking about with Canon last week or the week before. Now, rather than focusing so much on entry-level cameras, Nikon has bet that enthusiasts and pro cameras, or pro photographers rather, are ready to buy new gear. And so far, they seem to be right. Now, another reason why revenue is up is that there are bigger profit margins in mid-range and higher-end cameras and lenses. Likewise, now the Z camera lineup is well established. There's less marketing that the company needs to do, therefore reducing the expenses even further. And you know what's funny? This reminds me of a great book, The Compound Effect. If you want a good book that's kind of, if you get geeked out on marketing and the reach and all that other fun stuff, not so much reach, but sometimes the title says it best, The Compound Effect. So in this book written by Darren Hardy, who is the founder of the chief editor of Success Magazine, there's a segment in the book that talks about, remember those big old metal merry-go-rounds back when we were a kid? And it would be a pain in the ass to get that merry-go-round going because it was so heavy and required so much effort. You're getting your knees and your elbows into that, really getting a good push going on. But once you had that thing spinning around, as he references in this book, you had Big Mo working for you. It required less effort to keep that thing spinning around. And that's what we're seeing Nikon experiencing here. Their Z lineup is getting a lot of fanfare. A lot of people are very excited, and there's a lot of momentum, a lot of buzz out there. So Nikon is now able to spend less on marketing resources, which now opens up a whole nother many more opportunities for them. Now, of course, we're going to see if the encouraging news continues in the second quarter, but so far, hey, this is looking fantastic. All right, friends, that is it for this week's headlines. Let's have a quick reminder of the prizes that we have for our current giveaway. We have a Peak Design 35-liter travel duffel bag. We have a Peak Design camera strap. We have a $100 Amazon gift card. As always, entering the giveaway is really simple. Step 1, like this video and subscribe to our channel. Step 2, leave a comment below. In fact, the more of our videos that you watch and leave comment on, the more chances that you have to win. So get watching some of our other videos and leave more comments. Step 3, register on Photography Talk and introduce yourself in the forum. Now, if you happen to register on the site already during one of the last giveaways, you're still eligible to win. But as I keep saying over and over again, swing in by, post some photos, let us know how you're doing, friend. We would love to see you. And that is it. For complete details on the giveaway, including how to register on Photography Talk or how to say hello on the forum, check out the description below. Good luck, and one last thing. If you enjoy this sort of content, be sure to head over to Photography Talk, sign up for an account. It's free to do so and gives you access to literally thousands of photography-related articles on the site, including news articles about camera gear, photography tours, and much, much more. So take a moment, sign up for an account, and get access to material that will certainly help you take your best shot. And friends, that is it for me today. That is officially all I have here for you. Well, actually, the only last thing I'm going to close off here with, of course, if you found some value with this video, it's time to ask you to do all that YouTube stuff. So please consider hitting that like button and subscribing if you are not already. And so therefore, you don't miss a single video just like the one that you just watched there. Be sure to hit that bell so therefore YouTube does its whole notification thing. And that, my friend, is going to close off this video. I'm going to be jumping out of here. So you get out there, stay healthy, and take your best shot.